Hey everybody, welcome back to the Steelers franchise series here in Madden 26. As the season is rolling on. It's still early on, but we are going to be starting out this episode against what I would consider potentially to be an old rival in the New England Patriots, as Gronk is ringing the bell there to get the fans fired up at Gillette Stadium. We are going to be on the road here, had a batting up and down, week 1 and 2, but we're looking to really kind of get our feet underneath us and see what we can really do with this team kind of moving forward. So welcome back to the channel for those of y'all returning, and welcome if you are new here to Champ and Sons and our Madden or college football content that we have. So a quick check back in just so everybody's kind of reminded with what did happen last week. As far as our game, both teams, us and the Seahawks being 0-1, we came in and got real sack happy. Right, our defense added a ton of pressure. We were able to really keep Darnold kind of guessing in the pocket. Now he still threw for 280 and 2 touchdowns. Rodgers hit 260 and 3 touchdowns while completing 22 of 33 passes. So really overall, I think we're still struggling with our pass defense, but we're starting to get the pressure on the quarterback, which obviously is going to be a major factor in any game. Now, Robinson for the Commanders and Jaden Daniels, they were able to go into Lambeau Field and get a win from the Packers. They are still 2-0 on the season right now. They take that one 27-24 on the road. And then the 49ers rolled into New Orleans at the Caesars Superdome. And Brock Purdy and the 49ers end up taking that one away from the Saints as well. So you're talking a 31-25 win on the road for the 49ers. They are 2-0. Purdy with 300 yards and 3 touchdowns on the day. Pretty good, solid performance for them overall. So those were some of the key points from last week and really at the end of the last episode. But the big thing this episode we got to look at is we are open for contract negotiations. Now, I have $125 million as far as cap space goes, and T.J. Watt is basically looking at getting half of that. And I don't know how that's going to work. Because, one, I got to get some of these other guys signed. Like, we just have to. They're not the greatest in the world. They are approaching pretty much what I would say my age limit of 30 to be for some of these guys. But I think we really have to start taking a really holistic look at this team and what do we want it to be and how do we want to get there, right? One, I know Aaron Rodgers is not our man. He's not the quarterback of the future here. So we're going to have to deal with that. We've got multiple. So right now, Jaylen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell are both looking for new contracts as well. Am I going to try to keep both of them? I don't know. One thing I am going to have to see is a lot of these players that I'm not keeping. We're going to see about what is it going to take to get a trade for them, to see, how are we going to be able to, one, fill their spot while also kind of working out better for us in the long run versus keeping them on the team. So take Darius Slay. That's one example. He's our number 2 corner, but he is pretty damned old. And it's one of those, I don't think he's going to get any better. We're just going to start seeing that career regression from this point on. Some of these guys are on down our depth chart anyway, so losing them is not too big of a hit. But like I said, okay, so here's Aaron Rodgers. He's looking for almost $30 million signing bonus and contract for just 1 year. If I were to keep him and T.J. Watt, what you're looking at is almost a little over $80 million. So that's going to be essentially close to two-thirds of what we have available. Okay, so I do cancel out Rodgers. There's no need. He's not our future. Now, one problem that does for me is we have to take a look at, who's going to be coming up in free agency, right? Do we have a young, good quarterback that's going to be coming up in free agency that is going to be worth getting in a bidding war? If it is, that's going to make signing, somebody like TJ a pretty difficult kind of thing. Even though he's asking for half of our salary cap. Kenneth Gainwell, like I said, he's up for renewal. He's actually done pretty decent for us this season. I've really kind of liked how he has performed for us. So we're looking at the different contract possibilities for him. He's a 77 overall, but he's developing very well. He and Jalen Warren are both of the same age, but I think Gainwell's, it doesn't say he's a star development or anything, but he's getting better quicker, right? So normally one thing I prefer to do, I'll go to the neutral one, especially if they have a high interest in re-signing. Obviously go with neutral. But I can also just add on a year or two, and that limits the kind of cap hit that goes through us. So it does kind of limit it. Now, Cole Holcomb, he's going to be an interesting one. I am going to look to re-sign him. He's 29 years old, which, like I said, is around that limit for me. But he's actually been a very solid performer so far this year. So he wanted like the 1 year deal. I go ahead and I make it, or what he wants, the 2 year deal. Yeah, so I'll add the 2 years, take a little bit off the bonus. And that generally keeps them, as long as they're interested in signing, it generally works out fairly well, and like I said, lowers that cap hit a little bit for us, just to make things that much easier. So so it went from basically 6.2 million or 6.14 million salary cap hit to essentially 6 million. So that clears up about $167,000 in financial terms, I guess. So it works out that well. Now here's going to be an interesting one. Calvin Austin, I don't know. So Calvin Austin's got a bunch of speed. He's our number 2 receiver at this point. I don't know if he's quite ready yet to be that guy who gets re-signed. I want to see some more from him before we do. Donald Parham, he really wants to re-sign. That's just because he's injured. He's out for the season. So, it's one of those crazy things. All right, so now that we got Gainwell signed to his little extension, he's going to get a breakout point. This is a big kind of thing for us here, if we can get that for him. So we are definitely going to be looking to get him the ball a little bit more often, let him start being more of a primary kind of ball getter. He just needs 125 yards in this game, and then we'll be good to go. So let's go ahead and jump into this game on the road against the Patriots here. Rodgers fires that one over the middle. There's Calvin Austin, speak of the devil, as he makes that catch and gets brought down at the 26-yard line here. And that's kind of what he gives us. He had a pretty decent step on the defender on the coverage, so he's got that speed. I think he's like a 95 speed rating overall. So he's got definite potential, and it's something that we can look to exploit, but we are going to have to seriously think hard about re-signing him. Because once again, free agency comes up, man, we could get some big name dudes, some possible big name talent. But it's going to cost us a little bit. Now on 1st and 10, hand that to Gainwell, cuts up the middle, and he's going to pick up 9 yards real quick on that one, as that's a good run right up the gut. 23 yards already for him of the 125 total needed. So he is making his way there, and we're still on our opening possession of the game. So 12 and a half minutes to go here. We're already inside the red zone. Rodgers under center. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers set. He's got the snap in hand, fires it left side. He's going to hit Smith, who's able to make the catch and is brought down at the 10. That's going to put us in a goal-to-go situation as we come set to the line in an I formation. We got Freiermuth off to the right side there. It's going to be a toss to the right to Gainwell. He's got space in front of him. 10-5, touchdown Steelers, walks it in. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby, Kenneth Gainwell. He needed to have a big day, and he has started out well. 3 carries, over 30 yards, and the touchdown on his stat sheet as well. And that toss play worked beautifully, just perfect executed blocking. And really, it was a kind of a piss-poor defensive play call, but I think the blocking for us did incredibly well, especially Calvin Austin on down the field to block his defender. Really helped kind of seal that deal to get us an early touchdown and an early lead. So now a little later on here into the second quarter, the game is now tied as they are at a 2nd and 1, and he's going to get blasted behind the line. That's going to make it 3rd and 3. Ramondre Stevenson just had nowhere to go on that. So here we come out, and Patriots are going to be in a 3-receiver set. They send one player in motion across the formation. Maye has the snap. He's going to start scrambling out to the right. He's got plenty of space in front of him, and he can run. And one tackler turns in and just avoids hitting them all together. Porter just goes diving 5 feet behind his ankles, and Drake Maye is going to take that thing 70-something yards into the damned end zone. I mean, I know he can run, but he can never run that well. And, I mean, when you see my defensive capabilities at times, you can understand why he is able to get into the end zone. And that is actually going to give the Patriots a 14-7 lead off my abysmal defense. Well, we fire that one over the middle, hoping Rodgers and our offense can cover for us, and he overthrew our running back on that play. So here we come back out, shotgun formation, 3-receiver set. Rodgers checks over the defense, has the snap. Blitz comes, fires it deep over the middle, looking for Freiermuth, and that one's going to be batted away. Almost intercepted. Got to be more careful on that. So it's 3rd and 10 from the 39-yard line. Steelers, 3 receivers to the left side. Washington on the right. As the snap, blitz comes, fires it back over the middle. He's going to have Warren wide open, nobody around him, and Warren gets plenty of yards and brought down at the 8-yard line. Good catch and run. Found the space open over the middle, and look at that. The field just opened up. They had man coverage on, and everybody forgot to cover Jaylen Warren on that one. So Rodgers delivers it to him, and that's going to get us in good position to add a score here. So coming out under center, 3-receiver set. Rodgers, play action to Gainwell. Drops that off to Freiermuth at the 5, and he tucks it into the corner. Touchdown, Steelers. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. We've got this game tied up here. And that was a good, smooth play-action play. The defense bid on it beautifully, and Freiermuth, soft enough hands to make that catch and tuck it into the end zone, and that changes the game as we are now tied up here once again. So here come the Patriots right back at us. We know how this goes. We score, they get the ball. Hopefully they don't score. On 1st and 10, they hand that to Stevenson, who bounces out to the right side. Ramsey and Deshaun Elliott do a good job coming up and making the play. As Elliott's definitely better in run support than he is pass support. Let's just say that. 2nd and 12. Maye going to be in a shotgun all by his lonesome. He's got 4 receivers to the left side. Has the snap in hand. Drake Maye standing in a clean pocket. Fires over the middle, and he's going to hit his receiver. He's going to come down with it. Not one defender was around him. Demario Douglas cleared away from any Steeler defender. So he'll actually get that touchdown. Now, we will fumble it on our drive after that, and that's going to result in them getting another touchdown and us trailing by 2 scores. But here we are coming right back at them. All right, we don't stop fighting, no matter how foolish we may make ourselves look with fumbles and turnovers. And it may put us 2 scores down. We don't care. DK Metcalf says, I don't care. I'm going to get mine. As he takes that one all the way down to the 11-yard line. So now we're trailing 14-28 thanks to turnovers, trying to fight back in this thing in the final 2 minutes of the first half. Rodgers got that snap, drops off the screen pass, and that was well played. Well played by the Patriot defense there to bring Gainwell down for a 2-yard loss. So now under a minute to go from the 14-yard line. Rodgers checking over the defense, has the snap in hand. Pressure gets there. He fired that one over to Warren, who does get knocked out of bounds. He waited till the last second. Got to give Rodgers credit on that one. The old Codger stuck in there and stuck in there tough. So 45 seconds remaining, 3rd and 7. Rodgers from the 9-yard line has got the snap in hand. In the pocket, fires that over the middle. He's going to hit old Scotty Miller. Old Scotty boy. Touchdown, Steelers. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. As he had the time, barely had the time, Rodgers hanging tough in the pocket to give Miller the chance to get open. And once he finally did, he delivered it to him on point, and that's going to get us right back in this thing here at halftime, where we're trailing only by 7, 21-28 here on the road. And really, it's our own mistakes that have shot us in the foot. So I think if we cut those out, we should be pretty decent for the second half. Well, let's take a look at what else is happening around the league in the AFC East. The Bills and the Dolphins having a matchup in New York. So Josh Allen fires that one over. He's going to, whoa, they go airborne on that one. Players getting up high in Buffalo as the Bills do win that game against the Dolphins. And that was, I guess, a little bit easier of a win for them than they were anticipating with it being a division matchup. So now another divisional matchup, this time in the AFC South. In the rainy confines of Jacksonville, C.J. Stroud makes the defense look foolish as he goes into the end zone and gives the Texans a lead at halftime, 14-7. Trevor Lawrence is having a struggle this day, 4 of 11 for 28 yards. Now in NFC South, a lot of matchups happening divisionally here in Week 3. Bijan Robinson takes that handoff and makes the Carolina defense look like they're a bunch of sissies as they can't bring them down. And that's going to give the Falcons a 17-3 lead at the half. They are 2-0 on the season with Penix starting for his first season start. I mean, I know he started last year, but y'all get what I'm saying. It's his first season, full-blown season as a starter. He came in last year to replace Kirk Cousins. So y'all get what I'm saying. Let's don't act like you don't. Our game, we've been playing incredibly well. Gainwell's done an excellent job with the pressure on him. It's just we've shot ourselves in the foot. The fumble, no, you didn't see the fumble because we didn't need to. But the fumble happened, and that's really what kind of blew the game wide open. The Drake Maye play, a lot of bad defense happening on my part. But, hey, it is what it is. We can only deal with it. Now we're going to jump into this thing later here in the third quarter as we hand that one off to Gainwell on a 1st and 10 as he gets blown up and loses 2 yards on that one. Now we did add a field goal on our opening possession of the second half, so we are trailing only by 4, 24-28 right now. So in Patriot territory, Rodgers drops off, fires that one up for Metcalf, no go. Nobody comes down with it, thankfully, because that is how you throw a pick 6 real quick. 3rd and 12 now from the 33. You see their defense has been getting a lot of pressure on Rodgers. So from the shotgun, Rodgers has got the snap in hand, fires that to the left side and overthrows Freiermuth. I think he may have had the step, but Rodgers overthrew him, so that's going to lead us to a 50-yard field goal opportunity here. Boswell gets ready to step up to it, and it's going to be boot, ball, and right down the middle. That's going to make this thing a 1-point ball game in the third quarter, folks. 1-point ball game. So now let's move on ahead to the fourth. Our defense has done a pretty solid job stopping the Patriots, so it's 28-27. Rodgers now stops that one, drops that one off, and does actually get it into Freiermuth's hands. He waited way too long on that play to get that thing into him, but hey, it did finally work. So we are trailing by 1 on the plus side of the field now at the 39-yard line. Rodgers going to be under center, 2 tight ends set. Has the snap in hand, hands it to Gainwell to the left side. Not a whole lot of space for him. He was almost able to break through that hole. Gainwell's done a pretty good job for us so far this afternoon. Now it's 3rd and 4 from the 38. So trying to make sure we just keep drives alive. I don't want us to rely on a field goal here because a field goal can win the game after that. So we need to try to punch this thing into the end zone. Rodgers on 3rd and 4. Rolls out to his right, stops, fires that one over. Hits Metcalf down the field, and Metcalf is brought down at the 10-yard line. Found a little gap in there running across the field. Rodgers did a great job to find him. Almost kind of made a piss-poor throw, but Metcalf really saved Rodgers' butt on that play. So, 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Gainwell in the backfield, 2 tight ends set. Rodgers hands off to Gainwell, cuts it back up. Nowhere really to go. Both sides of the defense kind of did collapse down on him, and he didn't have any space to be operating there. All right, so here we go. 2nd and 11 from the shotgun formation. Warren in the backfield this time. Hands off to Warren. Hole opens up over the middle, stiff arming down to the 4-yard line. Warren picks up about 7 yards on that run to set us up with even better position. So 3rd and 4. This is a time when we need it. Rodgers in the shotgun. has the snap. Fires out over, hits Gainwell in the foot. He takes it in. Touchdown, Steelers. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Kenneth Gainwell, touchdown number 2 on the day. 1 on the ground, 1 through the air. The kid can do it all. And that is why we offered him that contract extension. The kid's got capability. We're seeing what he's able to do when we are kind of using him as more of a primary type of player. And, I mean, just the durability alone, I think is going to be impressive. And when we do eventually bring in a new quarterback, he's going to be a major help to that quarterback. So now that the lead is 5, we're going to go for 2 to try to get this thing really settled in and make it a full 7-point ball game with 7 minutes to go. Rodgers fires that, and it's old Scotty Boy in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. That one is good. So that would give us a 35-28 lead. Now, by the time of here, we have added an additional field goal on, so this thing is a 10-point ball game at this stage. 1:50 remaining for the Patriots as they fire that one over to Diggs, I believe, and he gets hit and brought down. We've kept him relatively quiet. We really have today. I'm proud of the way that our defensive backs have played in that round. Now, Maye and the Patriot offense, they are moving quick. Fires that one quickly over the middle. Gets past one tackler, but not another. And they're brought down after a 9-yard gain. We're going no huddle here. The offense doing what it does on all Madden, just dinking and dunking. Maye has the snap, fires that one in, nails his target, but he's going to drop it. Too many Steeler defenders in the area. Ramsey and Deshaun Elliott kind of put some fear into that kid, and he's unable to bring it down. So 3rd and 1 from the 49. Maye's got the snap. He scrambles to his left side, chunks it up, and that one's going to be intercepted by Ramsey. Ramsey does intercept that one, and that is going to be able to do it for us as we take over possession. Ramsey with his first interception of the season as well. So we will win this thing 38-28, as that's going to give us our 2nd win in a row. And a little bit of a comeback win, like I kind of said from the first half. Yeah, we had a fumble, put us down 28-14. But as long as we cut out those, foot shooter mistakes, shooting ourselves in the foot kind of stuff, I think we can be a pretty solid team. It's just we end up having too many of those, like we did against the Jets, and that led to our loss. Now, maybe speaking out of turn because, we're only like week 3, but, hey, we have won 2 in a row now, all right? Win 1 more, that's called a winning streak. So Kenneth Gainwell gets upgraded to the star development because of his performance there. I did love seeing that's an excellent job for him, at least, getting him into the end zone multiple times, plus the 125 all-purpose yards. That was another big thing that we really needed to do, is to get him those yardage. And I think he's showing he can be that workhorse kind of running back for us, right? So before we move on into the next week, let's take just one more quick little look at the weekly recap of what did happen. We obviously have our game right there. Rodgers to Gainwell, the game-winning touchdown pass for us. The fighting back. Rodgers getting plastered by the defense on that one. It's amazing he is able to still walk. But other games around the league, AFC West, Broncos and the Chargers. As the Broncos head into L.A. and they make the Chargers look foolish. Bo Nix and the Bronx take out Herbert. Herbert and Nix both had 0 passing touchdowns, but Broncos did it better on the ground than the Chargers did, so the Broncos will get the win there. Bengals and Vikings, 2 teams. Vikings we're playing next. Bengals are in our division. They are 2-0 in the season. And Joe Burrow doing what he does, just bouncing off defenders in the backfield, dropping off passes. And the Burrow and the Bengals are going to take out McCarthy and the Vikings by 14 points, 37-23. And that was an impressive play there to get that ball to Cooper. Burrow bouncing off tacklers in the backfield on a little play action, or a little boot action. Just bouncing off guys, bouncing off of them. Okay, that's what we're going to have to deal with coming up, so that's going to be fun. Now, before I do go to jump into the Vikings, I wanted to look at at least one other player, and Juan Thornhill, our starting safety, is one of them. Okay, so he is age 29. Right. So he's right at that age limit, and I'll say this: I'm probably not going to be offering him another contract at any point soon, even after this one. I do offer him a 3-year contract because I think it's going to take me a little bit to find a safety who can be that premier guy. Elliott is already there for on the strong safety side. For free safety side, it's going to be. I'm going to try to get someone younger, so I'm going to need him time to develop. Now here comes Calvin Austin. Like I said, I was kind of on the fence about him, but I think I've seen enough of him with his speed that we can do something with that speed, right? We can turn that speed into wins. Just got to be smart about it. So we do go ahead and re-sign Austin. All right, so checking out some of these other players after that re-signing. Mark Robinson, age 26. He's a 64 overall. Now I know he's not like star development, but I don't know if he's 64 overall just because he hasn't had a chance to play and develop. I don't know. We'll have to kind of see that. He's going to be an interesting one as far as depth goes. Corliss Waite. I can't believe my punter doesn't want to re-sign him. That's kind of hurts. Now Darius Slay, like I said, does want to re-sign, but he's an old conjure. TJ Watt, he's 30. He's going to take up half my damn. He's going to take up half my damn salary cap. So I don't know what we're going to do about that, bro. Anybody who's seen some of my other series knows that, man, I like to rebuild a team from within getting new players and all that. I don't know. I may see what I can get for him on the trading block. As foolish as that may sound, hey, I'm willing to do anything. All right, but we need to get some young, good, solid talent into this locker room. We are all aging rather quickly, and plus, I need to be able to afford them too. So let's go ahead and jump into our next game here against the Vikings, who just lost to the Bengals by 2 scores in the week before. As we have a 2nd and 7 after that run by Gainwell. Rodgers now in a shotgun. We're at the 33-yard line on the plus side. Dropping off a screen pass to Warren on the left. He's at the 20. Got plenty of space in front of him. Spins back around and brought down finally at about the 4-yard line. Oh, they're going to mark him at the 5, you bums. He was down at the 4, and they know it. But Jaylen Warren with a good run after the catch on that screen pass to get all the way down to the 5-yard line. And that's going to be setting us up perfect here on the opening possession. Now, this does kind of make me nervous because I think almost every opening possession so far this season, we've pretty much scored, I want to say, a touchdown on, and the games have been kind of a battle after that. So hopefully we can change that around because on 1st and goal, we hit Metcalf hitting over the middle for the touchdown. Touchdown, Steelers. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. As we fired that one over, Rodgers not letting anything bother him there, although he did look kind of old jogging off the field at that moment. Just dropped that one into Metcalf in a pretty dangerous area. Thankfully, the dude is so damn huge that Smith couldn't jar that one free from him. That would give us an early 7-0 lead. Now the Vikings coming back to us over them, throwing that one to Hawkinson over the middle. Why they put in those stupid jumping animation for receptions? It's the dumbest crap in the world. For the college football and Madden, that shit is stupid. That one falls incomplete. So now McCarthy under center hands that one off to Aaron Jones, who is going to be brought down by Cole Holcomb on that one, as he picks up just about a half a yard to a yard, making it 3rd and 9. So the Vikings coming out, 3 receivers set, 3rd and 9. Defense tries to get a stop. Watt tries to create pressure. They throw that one deep. And that one's going to be intercepted by, guess who? Juan Thornhill, who just re-signed his contract right before this game started. And he's going to bring it back to the 45-yard line, as that would give us a good turnover and set us up in good field position to possibly add on points to this lead here, as Thornhill is able to go up and get that one. I mean, granted, 2 Steelers were in the area, but Thornhill had the best play on it. And just in a foot race with Addison, he goes up. And that's actually not Addison, is it? Number 4 for the Vikings. I don't know who the hell that is, but he's useless. He can't catch. Now, sadly enough, our offense will not score. Their defense did a pretty decent job, so we had to punt it back to them, and here they come right back at us with Aaron Jones as T.J. Watt, speak of the devil, comes up and makes a stop behind the line for a 3-yard loss. So 2nd and 13 now. From the 37-yard line on the plus side for the Vikings into Steeler territory. They're going to be 5 wide. McCarthy all by his lonesome. As the snap, blitz comes and it's picked up relatively well, but pressure finally gets there as he throws that one down the field and out of bounds. 3rd and 13, although part of me feels like that probably should have been intentional grounding. I didn't see a receiver in the area, did you? No, let's face it, there wasn't one. So McCarthy now facing 3rd and 13 from the shotgun. 3 receiver set, has the snap in hand. We rush only 4. Pressure comes. He fires over the middle to hit Jefferson, who's going to be brought down, and he fumbled it. Jefferson fumbled, and the Vikings jump on it. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, man. What kind of luck is that bullshit? Bullshitsky, as we say. God dang it. A fumble is recovered, and it's still a first down now, thanks for the recovery to the Vikings as they keep possession. McCarthy, play action, in the pocket, fires over the middle. He's going to hit Moore, the man who recovered it, and he's finally blasted and brought down at the 9-yard line. That's 1st and goal from the 9 for this Vikings offense. Our defense with its back up against the wall did enough, just not enough, to get possession of it. On the fumble, hands off to Jones. He's going to be hit and brought down. Ramsey and Holcomb combined for the tackle on that one. Good play by this defense to step up when needed. So 2nd and goal from the 6. Our defense still trying to put up a wall. They're going to come out in an I formation. Jones in the backfield, 2 receivers set. Jefferson and Addison out wide. They had the snap, play action. McCarthy rolls to the right, and I don't know what he was doing. He had Jefferson pretty well open. I don't know if that's an intentional get that ball the hell out of there or just a really crappy throw, one of the two. It's going to make it 3rd and goal from the 6 now. From the shotgun, 5 wide. McCarthy's got the snap. Blitz comes. His pressure's coming, and he gets sacked. We're going to get the sack on that one all the way back to the 15-yard line. I think that was Watt and Porter Jr. both came colliding in on him. And that's going to give Watt, they're going to give Watt the sack on that. Of course they would. Yeah, there comes Joey Porter Jr. That is actually Porter Jr.'s sack, not Watt, you bum. As that's going to be pushing him back to the 15, and that's going to force a field goal opportunity. Great play by this defense and a good job by Porter to actually get there. So now leading 7-3. Here we come on the offensive side at our on the 35. As we hand that one to Gainwell going towards that same end zone with just under about 13 and a half to go in the 2nd quarter. Gainwell picks up 9.5 yards of the 10 needed for the first down. So that's going to put us in pretty good position. Now coming out under center, I right. Rodgers has the snap. Fires that one over. He's going to hit Metcalf, who's got space in front of him, and the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Metcalf catches his 2nd touchdown of the game and boots his first punt, which looked like possibly his first punt ever because that was so bad on that celebration. But Metcalf, wide open spaces. They put a linebacker. I mean, I guess they're running the zone, and really linebacker's not going to cover Metcalf under any circumstances. So that does give us a lead, extend our lead out. And we're going to add one more field goal before halftime, so it's actually going to be 17-3 at the half for this game. So let's check out some other things happening around the league. Oh, NFC West matchup, Seahawks and the Cardinals. Seahawks, we just dominated, but Michael Walker says, I'm done being just beat down, and he's going to take it to Arizona. As he takes that one to the house, Darnold and the Seahawks do get the win, 26-20 over the winless Cardinals. I hate that dog celebration. That looks just so stupid. Whoever at EA thought that was a good idea. It's the dumbest thing in the world. It really is. Now, our game is actually, oddly enough, at like 9:30 in the morning. That's the timing of the game, which is why there's no other highlights for right now from around the league except for the Thursday night game, Seahawks-Cardinals, which is kind of weird. Hey, Metcalf bumped into the ref and then completely whiffed on the punt. So, pretty good, solid start. Rodgers 17-19 for almost 202 touchdowns. Jaylen Warren has always been putting up pretty solid numbers, but countering him with Gainwell. Kind of works out that way. Let's jump into the third quarter here. It's 17-10 now as the Vikings were able to march down the field and put up a touchdown and climb back into this thing. We need to do the same. 19-21 on the day for Rodgers. Once again, though, we're not stretching the field too much. We're just being consistent with our offense. Call it boring if you want, dink and dunk, whatever. I call it effective. So 2nd and 2. Rodgers from the shotgun. He's got the snap. Pressure comes. He throws that one a little too late, and there's going to be an incomplete pass. Pressure got there right in his face. Now, we probably could have released that a little bit earlier for a different receiver, but hey, it is what it is. Deal with it as it comes. 3rd and 2 now. From the shotgun, 3 receiver set. Rodgers has the snap. Hands that off to Warren to the left side. A hole does open up, and Warren is going to get plenty for the first down and actually get into the red zone at the 19-yard line. So 1st down, Pittsburgh. Rodgers handed that to him on the RPO action, it looked like. Although I don't think any other option was available, so smart play there, smart read. 1st and 10 now from the 19. High formation, 2 tight ends. Rodgers runs a play action, rolls out to his right, and just throws that one away. I'm surprised he was able to run from the defender. Did not see that coming. The crisp age of 41 was able to get a little bit of space to make that throw. Okay. 2nd and 10 now. Pressure gets there as Rodgers delivers that one. Blitzer comes free, unchecked. Brian Cashman comes flying through, untouched by any blocker. And thankfully, Rodgers was able to get that one away. So 3rd and 10. Rodgers stays in the shotgun, has the snap. Drops off, fires that one to Freiermuth into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Just put another one on the board. Another checkbox in there for Freiermuth, as he is now starting to really come together. His game is really starting to come together with Rodgers. Their performance is starting to get very solid. I like how they're putting these games together in some of these big-time plays. Now, just looking at the Vikings offense, 3 targets for Jefferson, 3 catches, 40 yards, and a touchdown, which happened earlier. Hopefully we can avoid that. The score is now 17-24. You can tell the Vikings are on a little bit of a roll here as they hand that one off to Aaron Jones. Gets past one tackler, and another one goes flying past him. And that's our great defense that we've been playing here in the last couple games. And Aaron Jones takes that one to the house. That is a good old house call for Jones. And that's going to get this game tied up here late in the 3rd quarter. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe this crap. 24-24 now here at the start of the 4th. And we need to make something happen. So in our offense, Rodgers fires over, hits Jonnu Smith on the left side there, and he picks up good yardage down to the 21-yard line. This game has been back and forth, and really it shouldn't have been. We had a 2-touchdown lead, 17-3 at the end of the half. Right now we're being outscored 21-7 in the second half. So Rodgers under center, I formation, toss out to the right. Gainwell, he's got space open in front of him at the 10. Puts the defender on the spin cycle and takes that one in. Touchdown, Steelers. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. What a run by Kenneth Gainwell. On the toss to the right side, and then the crisp little spin action to get back inside and into the end zone. Ooh, that was a good play by Gainwell to really add some separation here and to give us the lead once again at home. All right, so you will see the game is now tied at 31. Again, no need to see how crappy my defense has been playing. And really, it's just because they finally realized the Vikings finally woke up and realized Addison and Jefferson is a pretty good duo at receiver. So the game is tied at 31, and here we come into the final minute of the ball game. Here at the 36-yard line, on our own 36, a ways to go. We do have 2 timeouts with 1 minute remaining specifically. So Rodgers comes out with 3 receivers set. He's letting the clock tick down because a 3rd and 12 is highly unlikely. Rodgers has the snap in hand, fires that one deep over the middle, and it's going to be deflected away. 4th and 12, and that is going to require us to punt the ball. So here comes Waitman on the punt. They try the block, and they're not able to get to it. And here they come, Naylor on the return, and he's going to be blasted by Bishop, and it's a fumble. And the Steelers jump on top of it. Naylor got just obliterated there trying to return that. And that Bishop Jr. forces a fumble, and that's going to give the Steelers the ball at the 14-yard line. Now, Minnesota does have 3 timeouts, and there's 40 seconds left in the game. So this is, I think, as pretty simple of an offense as anybody can run. It is a run it out, force the timeout usage, stay in the middle of the field, don't do anything stupid kind of situation. Now, stupid is as stupid does, and stupid is something we have done. So we can do it again if we really want to. Now, they're calling for a damn screen pass. Why? Why would you call for a screen pass? That's the dumbest crap in the world. All right. So here we come out under center, hand that one off to Gainwell again, and let's just run it out. They're going to use their timeouts. That we know for a fact. Okay, so now there's 35 seconds left in a 31-31 ball game. 35 seconds. If they want to use this next timeout immediately, then they can, but I think they're going to have to try to run it down. I'm not going to stop the clock until there's like a second left. So we hand that off to Warren. Turns it up the middle. He fights his way forward and almost in, but they're going to call him down at the 1-yard line. Warren gets the first down. I'm pretty sure if they had stopped us on that third down, the Vikings probably would have used that timeout, but it looks like they're going to be waiting, and they know they are in the same wavelength as we are. We're going to let the clock tick down so we can get the final field goal kickoff and give us the lead here as time expires. Clock is moving, though. You just got to be careful when we hit the actual button. Although I might do a fake field goal. Look at that direct snap. That looks pretty good to me. Maybe. We'll have to see. I mean, it's only 1 yard away, right? Tie ball game. So it's not like we're going to automatically lose if I do that. Ooh, catch them off guard. Now we're talking, folks. Now we are talking. So they come in and they are going to try to ice us officially, which we knew was going to happen. Boswell, I mean, it's 19 yards, right? 18, 19 yards. Down the middle. This shouldn't be hard, even though we are iced. Look at that. Look at our kick meters covered in ice. Boswell, 1 second remaining. Boot ball, and that is a walk it off here at home. The Steelers will win 34-31 in a back-and-forth ball game that saw the Vikings having to come back multiple times. They would not go away. They're that little cockroach that you keep swinging. You think you stepped on it, it doesn't die. That's what they were today, but we finally got them in the end. And that's going to be our 3rd win in a row, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking official winning streak. Manager for the Cleveland Indians one time, Blue something, once said, if you win 2 games in a row, or you won 2, if you win another one, that's 3 in a row, and that's called a winning streak. And that is where we are, folks. We are in an official winning streak. Very poorly played defensively winning streak, but still winning streak nonetheless. Take what you can get when you get it. Being 3-1 on the season, that's just how we roll. All right, now let's take a quick look. Maybe we'll get some shots from some other games around the league outside of just the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Our game kicked off at 9:30. And here we are. Broncos headed up to Lincoln Financial Field for Saquon Barkley to go running through them as the Eagles are going to take another win and be 5-0 on the season. They demolished the Broncos 37-7 on that one. Now Texans in Baltimore. Both teams 3-1 on the season. And once again, another rainy game for the Texans on the road. C.J. Stroud drops that one in, and that looks like Tank Dell there making that one-handed snag, and it's going to give the Texans a 24-17 win over Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, as Tank Dell does a goofy-looking worm celebration. Now let's head out to the West Coast in the sunny confines of L.A., where Jaden Daniels and this Washington Commanders offense continues to roll as he hits Zach Ertz right there for the touchdown. Daniels and the Commanders 5-0 on the season after winning that game 33-21 over the Herbert and the Chargers. That's kind of a shocker, 5-0. I think Madden may have overrated them just a little bit. I mean, I know they made it to the conference championship last season, but I'm just saying, maybe just a little bit. So we're going to come into this final little shot here, and while we are doing that, I just want to remind y'all to hit the subscribe button if you have not hit it already. Definitely give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video. You're excited about this season. You got your team getting ready to play this week and in the preseason. Football's all over the place. It's a great time of year. It's one of the best times of year, I say, outside of Christmas. And then hit that bell icon so you can be notified of all the uploads we do here at Champ and Sons. We are going to be getting the Road to Glory. Got about 2 more episodes of college that before we move them over to the NFL. And we're going to continue on with our series for both, so definitely stay tuned for that. A lot of different stuff happening here in Madden as we get some of these upgrades going. But while we do the upgrades, guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave it off here. And I will see y'all in the next episode where we will kick off finally with division play, taking on the Browns and the Bengals. Back-to-back games. Should be a good one, so I'll see y'all then. So as always, everybody stay safe. And, well, y'all know how it goes from here, right? Later, y'all.